The final type of weighted voting system that you may see set up is a weighted voting system in which one of the members is used only to break a tie. And we call that tie-breaking power. So here's our situation. The Eastern Connecticut State Promotion and Tenure Committee responsible for managing the suitability of the faculty at the university. The committee consists of the dean as well as 4 other faculty members of equal standing. In this committee, each faculty member votes first, and motions are carried by simple majority. The dean only votes in order to break a 2-2 tie. Is this a weighted voting system? And if so, what is the Banzhaf power distribution? So to look at this type of a system, what we want to do is we want to, first of all, let's make sure we understand what it would look like when we set it up. So we're going to have a weighted voting system that looks something like this. I know that I need to have 3 votes. The quota is going to be 3 to pass the motion. And each player now has equal vote. Okay? And this is kind of important. Let's realize that we will call this first voter the dean, and the rest of them will be players, player 1, player 2, player 3, and player 4. Player 1, player 2, player 3, and player 4 represent the faculty members, and the dean, represented by D, is only going to be used when there is a tie. So if we're going to look at the Banzhaf power distribution, remember step 1 here is to find all of the winning coalitions. So the winning coalitions, player 1, player 2, player 3, player 1, player 2, player 4, player 2, player 3, player 4, player 1, 2, 3, and 4, and player 1, player 3, player 4. So these are all the separate winning coalitions. So each weight here, the first one is 3, second one is 3, the third one is 3, and the last one is 3. This one in the middle here, well, not the middle, but this fourth one will have a weight of 4. So those are all the ways that we can have winning coalitions without the dean being involved. Now, remember, the dean is only going to get involved whenever there is a tie. So if there is a tie, what that implies is that suppose player 1 and player 2 vote yes. That means 3 and 4 would vote no. If players 1 and 3, player 1 and player 3 vote yes, or player 1 and 4, or player 2 and 3, or player 3 and 4. Now, in each of these instances, we would have a tie, so that means the dean would have to get involved in every one of these. So those are our winning coalitions, and each one of these is has 3 affirmative votes, so the motion would pass. So what we want to do now is we want to find the Banzhaf number for each individual player. Okay, so Banzhaf 1, Banzhaf 2, Banzhaf 3, Banzhaf 4, and then This last one, I will color it differently because that's the dean. This is the dean's vote, okay, or the dean's Banzaf power number. So to find Banzaf 1, remember what we need to do is we need to find all of the coalitions that has a player 1, and we want to determine, are they critical? So here, yes, player 1 is critical. Here, yes, player 1 is critical. Here is player 1, not critical. Here is player 1, yes, critical. So far, player 1 is critical 3 times. Then we have player 1 here, and here, and here, and they're going to be critical all 3 times. So player 1 now is critical a total of 6 times. Now let's go through and find player 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm missing one. There it is, 6. Okay. Player 1 critical yes in the first one. All right, player 2, I'm sorry. Yes here. Yes here. Yes here. Not here. Yes here. And yes here. So how many times is player 2 going to be critical? And we see that player 2 is also critical 6 times. Let's look at player 3. Critical once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. So player 3, critical 6 times. I think I'm seeing a pattern. Let's look at player 4. Critical here, not critical, critical here, so 3 times total. Critical here, critical here. So how many times is player 4 critical? Well, we have player 4 critical 6 times. And finally, the dean. Well, the dean only votes to break a tie, so the dean is critical every time he votes, and he only voted 6 times. So now we can calculate, there's the Banzaf numbers. Let's find the indices for each. We remember add these. So we have a total of 30. Now the Banzaf number for each, I notice that these are all equal because they're all 6s. So they're all 6 out of 30, or 20%. So notice 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%. So notice each of the Banzaf indices for all of the players are the same. They each carry the exact same weight. So this is almost the perfect weighted voting system.